Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haziq Arzal bin Muhammad Arizan, and I will be presenting about our mini project. So to begin with, we are from Group 4, and the title for our mini project is Smart Temperature Detector for the COVID Safety. So this is the list for our team members, and it consists of 6 persons. Next, I will be explaining about the problem statements for our mini project. So right now we are in the crisis of pandemic COVID-19, which is still spreading, and the rate of people getting infected is still increased. So how the virus can be spread? So the virus can be transferred or spread is through the physically contact. Even though the government have provided us with many procedure and regulations to follow to stop the spreading of this virus, but in some cases we still can avoid to have interaction with other people, especially in the crowded place. So all of this can contribute to the increasing of this virus. So the problem arises when there happen the carelessness of the people in the community, because it is a hard task for us as individuals to have a drastic change of our daily life routine, which we need to follow the regulations and procedure that have been provided by the government. So all of this can contribute to the increasing of the number of cases for the virus when there is careless happen in the people. So I will be explaining about the objectives for our project. Firstly, to identify those who have a high body temperature in a specific place or an area. Secondly, is to avoid physical contact to happen in the public area. Thirdly, to prevent individuals with symptoms out of the public area or crowded area, so we can reduce and avoid from other people to get infected by this virus. And lastly is to detect the person entering the area or a specific place. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. I beg to Sir Fauzi and my fellow friends. My name is Muhammad Hafiz bin Muhammad Amin. Okay, I will continue with the product descriptions and detail. So the first component that our group use is the Arduino, which function to store coding and make device work to our needs and requirement. Rate input such as light on a sensor, a finger on a button, and turn it into an output by activating a motor or turning on an LED. Okay, the quantity is 1. So the second is the positional micro servo, the rotatory actuator or linear actuator that allows for precise control of angular or linear position, velocity and acceleration. The quantity used are 2. Okay, the third is the ultrasonic distance sensor. This instrument measures the distance to an object using ultrasonic sound wave. An ultrasonic sensor uses a transducer to send and receive ultrasonic pulses that relay back information about an object's proximity. Okay, the quantity used is 1. Next is the temperature sensor, which is to detect the temperature surrounding. Okay, next is the piezo to generate a basic beep sound or a tone, and the next is RGB LED for sensing, representation and displaying image in the electronic system. The quantity is also 1. Okay, next is we use the 1000 kilo ohm resistor to prevent a floating signal or even leakage current from turning the transistor on, to make sure the strike does not open or engage randomly. So the item used for 1000 resistor are 5. Okay, next, lastly, the LCD size 16x2, so which is used to show the user interface. It will display the coding set for the user to see, such as value of the temperature or the distance of ultrasonic sensor. The quantity used is 1. Okay, so that's all for my part. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Nur Shahira binti Muhammad Norihan. Today I would like to present about flowchart of our project. First of all, we start with activating the Arduino, And then the ultrasonic sensor will detect the person within 30 centimeter distance. Then the Arduino will process the information. The hand sanitizer will rotate to 90 degrees Celsius with 2 times and pouring some hand sanitizer liquid to the person. Then the thermal sensor will detect the person temperature. If the temperature is under threshold, which is within 30 to 40 degrees Celsius, the door servo will rotate to 90 degrees and the door open. The LCD will indicate the current temperature and the status written as door open. If the temperature is above the threshold, which is above 40 degrees Celsius, the door servo remain closed. The buzzer and the LED RGB will activate. The buzzer will trigger and make no sound to make the people around alert about the high temperature. The door remain closed. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hasif bin Abdul. I'll be presenting about the circuit for smart temperature detector for COVID safety. So this is the circuit for our system. There are a lot of components in the system. For example, there are Arduino Uno R3, piezo, LCD, one breadboard, 5 resistor, one LED RGB, one ultrasonic distance sensor which will detect the human distance. Next is one micro servo which represents the entrance door, and one micro servo which represents the hand sanitizer. And another one is temperature sensor. So all of these components are connected with wire. For example, the piezo is connected to terminal 13 and it is also connected to ground. Next is temperature sensor. It is connected to 5 volt terminal and ground, and also it is connected to terminal E0. Next is ultrasonic sensor. It is connected to terminal 8 and 9, and also it is connected to the 5 volt terminal and ground terminal. Next is the micro servo. It is connected to terminal 11, which is this one is the entrance door, and next is the micro servo for hand sanitizer. It is connected to terminal 10. So all of these components must be connected correctly so that it will function properly. So that's it for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day I bid to everyone. My name is Muhammad Helmi bin Zainon. So today I would like to present about the programming code. So the code that we use from the libraries are servo.h to control the servo and liquidcrystal.h to control the LCD module. From row 5th to row 21st, it shows the pin location between the Arduino Uno pin connected with the component. The variable that we use in our looping function are distance, send active, and temperature. So we assume the initial value for send active is equal to 0. Next, inside the curly bracket of void setup is the coding that we want to run one times only as soon as we start simulating the program. The servo initial position we set at 0 degree, and then it will proceed to the welcome process. So at welcome process, the LCD will display welcome to the shop. And then inside the curly bracket of void loop is the coding that we want to run over and over again. So basically it can be said that the void loop is the main process for our system. Then we set if the person is standing below 30 cm from the sensor, the sanitizing process will be activated if the send active is equal to 1. So at the sanitizing process, the LCD will display hand sanitizer is activating, and the servo sanitizer will rotate to 90 degrees for 2 times, and then the LCD will display done sanitizing. Next, it will skip to the checking temperature. So if the body temperature of the person is in between 30 to 40 degrees Celsius, the LCD will display normal temperature. Below 30 degrees Celsius, low temperature, and higher than 40 degrees Celsius, it will display high temperature. Lastly, for the servo door, if the person has a normal temperature, the servo door will rotate to 90 degrees and the LCD will display normal temperature door open. Whereas if the person has an abnormal temperature, the server door will remain closed and the LCD will display sorry abnormal temperature, and the LED RGB and the buzzer will be turned on and turned off repeatedly to aware the people surrounding. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurshada binti Sulaiman and I'm going to show you the simulation for our project. So, this is the model for our project, which is Smart Temperature Detector for COVID safety. We have two inputs, which are ultrasonic sensor and LM35 temperature sensor, while the outputs are LCD display, LED RGB, piezo buzzer, and two servo motor, which are for the hand sanitizer and for the door. So let me show you on how it works. So this is the initial condition of the system when the power was connected. When there are no person within 30 centimeters with the ultrasonic sensor, the LCD will display the greeting, which is welcome to the shop, since it can be applied at a shop or a mall, while the blue LED RGB was turned on. Then, once there are a person comes toward the ultrasonic sensor within 30 centimeters, it will detect the person and the hand sanitizer will be activated and release two pumps of hand sanitizer liquid. Then, the temperature sensor will detect the person's temperature and display it on the LCD display. If the temperature was between 30 to 40 degrees Celsius, it will display normal temperature and the servo will rotate the door to 90 degrees. About 2 seconds later, the door will close and back to its initial condition. And if the temperature is above 40 degrees Celsius or lower than 30 degrees Celsius, the LCD will display abnormal temperature and the buzzer will activate and the LED RGB will bring twice to red LED. The door remains closed because the person was prohibited from entering the shop, and the system will go back to its initial condition. So that's how our system works. If you have any question about our project, you can ask in the Q&A session. That's all from us, and thank you for your time.